Yeah, good morning. So it's our Zazenkai here. You're participating through Zoom. Today it's a sunny day. Wonderful. It's going to be almost summery temperatures outside. And I will introduce today a koan from the collection from the Blue Cliff record, the case number 3, Master Ba is unwell. But let's start with a poem by Erwin Egloff. He died some years ago. He was an elder brother of the Zen lineage, also from Glassman LaSalle Zen lineage, one of the first to be named sensei. And he wrote a collection of haiku he wrote. He was a very talented haiku poet, among many other things. And commemorating Basso was one of his poems. It's not the same Master Ba that we encounter today, but it's giving an account of how deeply we can experience our surroundings and the situation we are in. And the haiku goes as follows. At my feet, deep down, cloudy fields, traveling around the sun, soon white and yellow, then golden, in the pools of rainwater. Yeah, these words may speak for themselves. In Zen, everything comes together. They're not separate. And sometimes we see in a puddle of rain, a shine or a reflection of all the rest. But it's not that we have to go around, where does it show also? It's just a sudden, immediate realization. That's all about Zen. Zen is nothing artificial or it's not separate from our daily lives. And there was a realization that Master Ba, Baso Doitsu, who lived in the 8th century, 709 until 788, in the Tang period of the Chinese area. And he was famous or known also for his two experiences where he expressed his insight. One is the saying, "This mind is Buddha." I had some weeks or months ago, I gave a Teisho on this matter. And the other famous account is ordinary mind is the way. So nothing fancy, nothing special. Ordinary mind is the way. It's also said that he is the first Zen master to talk about Zen school, so the Chan school or Jaan school in his writings. So that's his first account. We encounter him in this koan as a Zen master, as an abbot of his monastery, who is on the verge of dying. So, therefore, also the title Master Ba is unwell. And as usual in the Blue Cliff record, the case is presented first by an introduction by Engo, then the case itself, and then a verse by Teisho, who commented all these cases of the Blue Cliff record at a later stage. So we hear Engo's introduction. A mental impulse, a body movement. Every word and every sentence are means to lead the disciples to enlightenment. Nothing but stinging wounds in a healthy body. This only creates pitfalls and rifts. When the great power potential is revealed, there are no fixed rules. So he makes every effort to let his students experience that the higher truth exists. Heaven and earth are permeated by it. But if you seek it, you will never attain it. Yes, yes, is all right. No, no, as well. So precise and so fine. Yes, yes, is wrong. No, no, is also wrong. So deep and inaccessible. Without treading both paths, how could it be right? Let me give you an example. Look here. So in this introduction by Engo, we are pushed to the very situation of the koan case that presents itself as follows. Grandmaster Ba was uncomfortable. The head monk of the temple came to him and asked, Master, how are you feeling today? The Grand Master replied, Sun-faced Buddha, moon-faced Buddha. So that's the situation of this case. So here is the talk or the presentation of Grandmaster Ba was unwell. In fact, it's a representation of his last moments. We don't know exactly whether he lived for a few more days or not. And of course, then if we encounter the people who are close to us, so you imagine the head monk, he was one of the most important persons in that monastery. And of course, he had a close relationship also with Master Ba. And so it's quite at hand that he would ask his master, "How are you feeling today?" Oh, it's an honest question from heart to heart. So, how are you? What's up with you? Also implying, do you need something? And Master Ba's reply, the Grand Master's reply is, sun-faced Buddha, moon-faced Buddha. We will hear about this in a minute. Now to the introduction by Engo. A mental impulse. That's often also Yamada Kon Roshi in his Teishos on the Blue Cliff record. To this case, he's referring to the term ki. Ki, which is energy, but it's a very subtle impulse, a very subtle movement. So sometimes we feel this movement like, oh, you're about to sneeze perhaps. We feel this ki, some energy building up. Or perhaps ki expressing itself as some form of uneasiness, and then the impulse grows, I need to do such and such to gain some relief of that tension. So a mental impulse of any kind that can grow and grow, and then eventually brings about also body movement, which is kyo or ikkyo. So here it's the introduction, a mental impulse, like perhaps the expression of the head monk. Oh, how are you, Master? So, and then whether that's just the impulse or the body movement of the head monk going into the room, or perhaps also Baso's reaction. He slowly gets up to respond to the head monks, perhaps also being disturbed by observing his master being ill. Engo points out every word and every sentence are means to lead disciples to enlightenment. So it's always attained, not forcibly attained, but it's always about pointing out to the ultimate fact, and pointing out to the ultimate fact even on one's deathbed means, to say something, to demonstrate something, sometimes also to remain silent or do nothing. So whatever we do, since the most basic, most profound experience for instance, that Buddha had was everything is already in its entirety complete. How sad that blah blah blah. But that's the profound experience. Everything is just as it is, complete. So why then lead disciples to enlightenment? So he's poking here. That's nothing but stinging wounds in a healthy body. So another picture could be painting the blue sky blue. We can't make the blue sky any more blue by adding something. It's already blue. So these measures, they only create pitfalls and drifts. But then again, it's also our human condition, notre condition humaine, that we always make up stories and often live in a reality of not enough, something is missing. And until the moment we really realize there is nothing missing, we need to ponder, we need to practice and dissolve these pitfalls and drifts. And when the great power potential is revealed, there are no fixed rules. So that's the experience we can have. Simply, being unified with this reality of ours, the source of Mu, of this generative source tissue that we can't really describe or fix. To ourselves, then we realize, there is no fixed rules, it's just there at our disposal. Yet, until this is not realized, so the teacher, he makes every effort to let his students experience that the higher truth exists. Heaven and earth are permeated by it, but if you seek it, you will never attain it. So that again is, it's the higher truth exists. That's on one hand why we also sit to really realize this. That's why we recite and bow, not to devote ourselves to some meaningless practice. That's also an expression of awe towards life, towards existence, towards what is. And then on the other hand, it's also true what Bodhidharma says. Vast and open, nothing holy. So it's nothing to indulge in or to follow in a artificial or superficial or supernatural way. Next few lines, yes, yes is alright, no, no as well. So precise and so fine. That's, precise in forms and sounds, appearances, and whatever we hear, it's all right. It's just this. So that's the one way to look at it. This mind is Buddha. But then again, also the next line, yes, yes is wrong, no, no is also wrong, so deep and inaccessible. If we come to realize or seemingly realize, oh, now I got it, be it either saying yes, yes or no, no, being convinced that's it, then we're wrong. Even though we soak in it, in this absolute realm, we can't claim it to be our own in some way. So, without treading the path, so neither saying yes, yes, oh, that's correct, or yes, yes, and think, oh, whatever I say is wrong. If we don't get hooked by one of these perceptions, how can we be right? Because we are walking on a path beyond this distinction of good and right. So we follow the recommendation of the report of the creation in Genesis. Don't eat from that tree. And this is exactly also what we hear from Grandmaster Ba, who was uncomfortable, or who was dying. He said, as response to the question, how are you feeling today? Sun-faced Buddha, moon-faced Buddha. So there is a lot of the experience of Master Ba in this expression. The experience is, it's just as it is. So the sun-faced Buddha is one of many Buddhas. Yamada Roshi mentions a number, so that's number 800 and something is the sun-faced Buddha, and the moon-faced Buddha is just another of these many Buddhas. But it's also an expression of, it's just this. So now I'm far from dying, perhaps, but I still use my crutches. And some of you wonder, how am I? And I am just as I am. Sometimes I am standing there or walking with signs of pain in my face. And sometimes I'm just fine, and I'm happy that I can, even after my bicycle accident, can sit in a half lotus comfortably. And it's just like that. It's not a special achievement, because I've practiced so many years. Sometimes We can, even after an accident, continue sitting in half lotus, continue practicing, and sometimes we cannot, and so we have to find another posture. So it's this not being hooked by one or the other, just engage in what there is. Yeah, another time I might elaborate a little more on this koan, but given the time frame and the preciousness of also practicing Zazen, I will come here to an end, perhaps with just citing also Setcho's verse, who recapitulates the koan again. Sun-faced Buddha, moon-faced Buddha. The 5 emperors and the 3 rulers, what are they? 20 bitter years I have suffered. Because of you, I have entered the cave of the white dragon countless times. What a torment! Now I can leave it to others. You clear-eyed monks, don't take it so lightly. So, you clear-eyed monks, dear practitioners, don't take it too lightly. Keep on practicing during this Zazenkai today and tomorrow as good as you can, and we shall all be very happy. I thank you.